I'm Melissa Janae. I'm the founder and creative director of Wick Studios, and I'm also the curator and editor of Wick Magazine, which is a publishing project within the Wick Studios umbrella. Wick Studios is an Afro-diasporic, culturally fluent media platform and brand that touches different kinds of people, with through storytelling and culture and art and fashion. And it's something that I'm really passionate about. You can watch our last two videos to kind of get a bit of context on what I do and like the ins and outs of the first issues that I've made. But in this video, I'm going to be doing a little Q&A where I'm going to be answering a couple questions to just kind of get you familiar with Wick and with me and with the brand. So let's get into it. So the first question is, why did you create Wick, and what gap did you feel was missing in the way Caribbean and diaspora creativity are being represented? So I created Wick because I felt like there was a lot of people speaking on Caribbean and African people's behalf, particularly Caribbean people because I'm from the Caribbean. I just felt like there was a lot of people either of the diaspora but born in a different country, or consumers of the culture talking on behalf of Caribbean culture. And I just feel like there's nothing hits the same as when you live on the soil and you're born and raised on the soil. And the influences that come with that. I feel like there are so many connections here, like on the soil in the Caribbean islands, to the African region, West African region in particular. And I just felt like we needed to really connect the dots on our own terms, in our own language, and highlight things that people don't necessarily highlight. I also feel like just me being a Caymanian with my particular taste and experience, I really have a different eye that I haven't seen from other people before. In this space, in this physical media space, I've never seen it before. And I felt like I had a lot to say. And so I really wanted to fill that gap, be a form of representation beyond stereotypes and beyond outward perceptions. And I wanted Caribbean people to feel seen, and I wanted them to feel like their art is the shit, because it is. And I wanted Africans to feel like their art is the shit, because it is. And I think we influence so much people with our lives, but some people, I don't know, it just feels like people forget that real people live here, and that this culture that we're pioneering and this trend that we're pioneering is actually, it starts in our real life, and it starts just outside our houses. And I don't think people really get that. And so I kind of just wanted to be a voice for people, and I think people see that. I think people see my authenticity, because I'm not here to make you look a fool. I'm not here to speak about you from a Christopher Columbus lens. I'm here to showcase the type of work that you're doing. And I think what makes a difference with Wick is that I get people's perspectives where I don't feel comfortable to speak on behalf of people. I get people to speak on behalf of themselves or their country or their island. And I think that's really important. The second question is, what does it actually take to create an issue of Wick from idea to finished publication? It takes a lot. But I think when you are a planner, like I am, and you start off from the beginning, planning it out, I think as the issues come, it's just kind of like something that needs to get done, rather than creating a new thing every time, if that makes sense. So when I did the first issue, I spent a long time, before the first issue was even published, I spent a long time developing what this would be and what it would look like, what the series would look like, what the themes would be, all of this stuff. Kind of like a Marvel universe, but for Wick, of planning it all out so that it fits together in a puzzle. And so I feel like when it comes to creating individual issues, I don't have to deal with that, because I created that framework already. So I don't really have to choose a theme, because I pre-chose all the themes. But in the process, sometimes things change. I'm currently working on the third issue, and it started off as one thing, and I slightly pivoted to a slightly different thing to broaden it a little bit. And so I kind of had to reshape the whole issue because of that, but I think it's better for it. I give myself 6 months to make an issue, so I pivoted 3 months in. So Yeah, I love that for me. But the research process is a little different for me. I prefer experiential research. So I really like to, the girls call it boots on the ground journalism. I really like to be where the issue is. So if it's about spirits and stories, I'll start talking to my ancestors and really uncovering stuff. If it's about, like nature, I will sit outside for 2 hours to really hear what the earth is telling me. Like, I like to immerse myself in whatever it's about, and I think that's what makes a stronger issue, to be honest. Like, people have told me that, like, oh, you can tell that this is a labor of love, and I think that's because I literally sit with the theme, and my life revolves around the theme for 6 months. And it not only connects me on a deeper level to my culture and my ancestors and where my family has hailed from all those years ago, it not only connects me to all that, but it also creates like a strong issue. So it's for me and it's for the magazine, and I think that translates, if that makes sense. Editing and design decisions, I don't really like to change it too much, because I want it to be a certain way. I want it to be all very uniform. I keep the editing quite simple. Not the editing, the art direction quite simple. Depending on the issue, I will kind of want to go wild, but I'm not an art director. So this issue that I'm currently working on, I think it needs to be a little bit more wild, but I don't necessarily know what that is yet. I need to do some more research and just like draw out some like page layouts. But I figured out a few that I like, so that's good. What do you want people to feel when they experience WIC? I want people to feel seen. I want people to feel like their art has value. I want people to feel educated or that they've gained a new perspective. I want people who are outside of our community and our diaspora, I want them to really learn and like see things and learn things and see where things come from, and like not appropriate but truly appreciate and get inspiration from, and purchase, support the artists who are in the issue and like support their art, follow them. Hopefully people find a new artist that they love through WIC. Like, that's what I really want for the magazine. I just want it to connect people to each other and connect people to where they come from. That's the main reason why I made WIC, and I think it's really special. So, fourth question, is WIC a magazine, a creative studio, or something else? WIC is a world. It's a world, and all of these things exist under the world. So WIC, I always talk about like the WIC web, and I'm not gonna like share my inside secrets of the WIC web, but WIC is an umbrella. Like, WIC Studios is the umbrella. Under WIC Studios, you have publishing, which is WIC Magazine. You also have a bunch of other things, which I have not created yet. That's for the future. And then you also have WIC, like actual WIC Studios, like WIC Creative Studios. WIC Studios is a consultancy. So I would work with brands to like either activate their brand or to consult them on like creating more campaigns that are more diverse, world building things, stuff like that. So anything cultural related, in like a consulting world building sense, like that's kind of where I help brands in the studio space. And then the events and exhibitions, curation, activations, that's like a different part of the creative studio. And then you have the publications, which are our magazine, but in future hopefully other people's publications as well. And there's other things that I want under WIC Studios, but it's truly a world that you step into, and there's different touch points, so you're able to interact with it through book, through experiences, through YouTube videos / podcasts, through, you'll be able to get through to it through all these touch points. That's my goal, but it's only a year old, so give me some time and I will get there. I'm going to answer one more question. How do you decide what belongs in WIC? This is a curatorial vibe. It's all based on taste and storytelling. Like, that's really the backbone of WIC, is my taste and storytelling, my ability to storytell. If your work does not fit the story, then it's just not in it. Like, I don't know, but it's not necessarily, the story isn't always literal. So like, for example, if the topic is, I don't know, ghosts, it doesn't necessarily have to be ghosts. It can be dead, it can be sound, it can be graveyard, it can be, you know what I mean? So if your work doesn't fit that thing, which there's a few people who have submitted that it just doesn't fit at all, that's okay. But I think it's essential, it's an essential part of curation to really cut that stuff and like make sure that it's very intentional. Like I try to keep it very intentional. How else do I pick a piece? It depends on the color as well, and like the medium, whether it fits in the story. That could be through medium, that could be through style, that could be through anything. It's a very intuitive process. It's very weird to explain, and it's just me sitting with the pages and just kind of deciding this is it, this is not it. That is all my questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in Wake Studios at all, watch the first 2 videos that I filmed on this channel, and also follow us on wake.hub on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn if you're feeling crazy, and go on wakestudios.com to see where we sell our magazines, how you can get one. I highly recommend that you check out this magazine. The digital issue is cheaper, so I suggest you start there. But I think it's something that everybody needs to read. I think people will learn a lot, and gain a different perspective and really see my kind of like taste and curation style and how I put things together, because I think there's things in there that people don't think of. And so yeah, and there's some really talented artists from really small islands and like cool places that I think people just have to see. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.